Hello friends, welcome to Inside Text. This is a platform to learn about power transmission elements and its control system. So friends, continuing in the busbar protection scheme, let us learn about busbar protection CT wiring in today's video. Friends, in this video series, we have different videos based on bus arrangements, how the bus arrangements work for 2 bus bar, 3 bus bar scheme, how the protection scheme works, and in the previous video, we have also discussed about the bus bar zone selection. So do visit these videos for more clarity on today's video. So what is busbar protection scheme? We have already seen that when various number of feeders are connected to a single bus, then between all the CT in parallel there is a relay connected. If the incoming current and the outgoing current of these feeders will be equal, then this relay will be having zero current flowing through it. And if there is any difference between incoming and outgoing current, then the difference of current will be flowing through this relay and this relay will operate it. So in case of single bus bar, that is how a single bus bar protection scheme will work using this kind of relay. When we are talking about 2 bus bar arrangement, in that case, when this feeder is connected to main bus 1 and this element is also connected to main bus 1, then the difference of this 2 CT will be observed by this relay which is connected in parallel between these 2 CT. If there is difference of current between these 2 CT, okay, so this relay will be operated and bus bar 1 protection scheme will be operated. Similarly, for bus bar 2, the feeders connected on bus bar 2, difference between these two elements will be observed by this relay, and that is how the relay will operate and bus bar protection scheme works. Now in case of 3 bus bar, main bus 1, main bus 2 and transfer bus, let us first understand the identification of how the isolators are named in this kind of bus bar arrangement. So the isolator connected to bus 2 is generally named as 89B. Bus 1 isolator is 89A. The third isolator which is connected to transfer bus will be generally named as 89T, and there will be one equipment isolator, or you can say it is, if it is connected to line, then it will be 89L isolator. So in general scenario, this is how the identification of isolators is done. In some cases the naming will be as 89A, B, C and D as well. T represents transfer bus, L represents line over here. Friends, isolator plays a very major role in busbar protection scheme, and the position of this isolator, indications provided by this isolator will decide which bus is to be protected. Now the circuit breaker over here will be named as 52. Breaker will be given the number of 52. Now let us understand the substation bus design based on the configurations done in this isolator. As I mentioned earlier, the position indicated by the isolator of this particular element will play a very crucial role in providing the busbar protection. So in our previous videos about the isolator, we have discussed that inside this mechanism box, there is one auxiliary switch which indicates the open or closed position based on the various type of contacts present inside this auxiliary switch. On the open operation of the isolator, few contacts will be open. On the closed operation of this isolator, some number of contacts will be closed. And again, there will be some vice versa contacts also that will get operated in reverse position also. Based on that, the decision will be taken whether the isolator is open or closed, and that signal will be used for busbar protection scheme. See again over here, you can see in this kind of drawing OM2 and OM1 indicates NO context. Okay, list of NO context. This is CM1, CM2 indicating list of NC context. Then there are other MBB contexts mentioned over here. Now let us understand how the indication of whether the isolator is open or isolator is closed is received on the panel. So when the positive DC is extended to the panel, okay, what will happen is there will be open and closed contacts over here. When the positive is extended, isolator is in open position, isolator open LED will glow because this is closed. Now when the position of the isolator will be changed, like for example this, okay, what will happen? Positive will be extended, the contacts will be reversed, and OM will be closed. That will indicate the isolator closed. So that is how you will get the isolator open or closed LED glowing on the LED on the panels. Now this is called as a contact multiplier relay, that is 29A. So this contact multiplier relay is used along with the CM contact, and because it has multiple contacts on it, those contacts can be used for either semaphore indication for different purposes. It can be again used for protection purpose as well. So this contacts will have multiple applications. So using a single CM contact and a 29A relay, contact multiplier relay, we can use this extended contacts for different applications. Okay. Now this is the panel diagram of how the busbar protection scheme can be used. When the positive flows over here and negative will be over here, this is the contact multiplier relay which is using this coil for operation. In the normal open condition, the positive will be over here, and through this path it will be reaching over here, and simple LED, ISO open LED will be glowing. But when it gets closed, this 89A is closed, contact is closed, and this coil will be operated, this relay will be excited, and you can see all these contacts will be come into operation. As we have seen contact multiplier relay, similar to that there is important another relay, that is CT switching relay, that is used for differential protection in busbar scheme. Okay, so how this operates? This operates similar to the contact multiplier relay. On the operation of the isolator, this contacts will be operated, this will be energized, and it will change NO to NC contacts. Now let us see how the arrangement is done over here. Is in the normal condition, in this normal open condition, CT secondary bus bar will remain connected and through over neutral over here. Okay, so CT current is flowing like this to the neutral. And what happens when this isolator operates? This contacts will be open, this will be closed, and the current will now start flowing through differential relay. So let us see how it operates. When the isolator is closed, this contacts will be reversed, operating this operating coil, and these contacts have now changed. You can see this will be open, this will be closed. So CT secondary busbar protection current will now be flowing to busbar differential relay. So that is how the CT will be sending this feeder's current to the differential relay based on the position of this isolator using this auxiliary relay contacts. Okay, so you can see isolator plays a very crucial role in sending the CT secondary currents for busbar protection. Now let us understand the similar scenario for a substation which is having two feeders connected over here, and you can see each feeder is having its CT switching relay like this. So if the feeder 1 is connected on bus 1, that is 89A ISO is closed, then the CT secondary current will be flowing through the CT switching relay for differential relay bus A protection. And similarly, if the feeder 2 is also connected through 89A isolator to bus A, then in this feeder also the CT switching relay will select bus A for differential protection relay. So the CT secondaries contacts will be closed, and that is how the bus differential relays will be selected. Now for example, if we are how the wiring is done for this differential bus bar relay, that we will understand through example. So if through CT switching relay, this differential relay is selected for bus A, then this both will be connected, and a differential relay will be connected in parallel through this, right? And similarly for all the three phases, and this relay will be further going for the busbar protection. So now let us understand through example. If the CT ratio is 300 by 1 for both the feeders, one is incoming feeder, other is outgoing feeder. So in normal scenario, what will happen? The CT secondary will be flowing 1 ampere in and 1 ampere out for feeder 1 and 2 respectively. So like this, 1 ampere will continue to flow in and out. There is no difference of current flowing through this particular differential relay. So my bus bar is safe. This is indicating that there is no fault on the bus bar and the bus bar operation is safe. Now when a fault will occur, for example say of 3000 ampere on this particular bus, so that fault will be fed by this incoming feeder. 3300 amperes will be flowing, of which 3000 will be fed to this fault and 300 amperes will be moving out of this feeder 2. Now the CT secondary current flowing through the feeder 1 will be 10 ampere, and out from the feeder 2 is 1 ampere, as we have seen previously. What happens over here at the summation point is this will be 10 amperes, this will be 9 amperes. So the difference will be of 9 amperes flowing through the differential relay, operating the differential relay coil. And what will happen next is the bus bar protection will be operated. Bus bar protection operates, that means that this relay will isolate all the feeders connected to bus A. It will operate its circuit breakers and isolate all these feeders from bus A. right? So feeder 1 and feeder 2 both will get disconnected from bus A, and that is how bus gets protected. So this is for two feeders. Now let us understand this in a bigger scenario. For main bus 1, main bus 2 and transfer bus, there are total 5 feeders. So each feeder will be having its own city selection done over here based on the position of the isolator. Say feeder 1 is connected by 89A to bus A, then city selection will be done for bus A. Next, feeder B2 is connected to bus B, then for feeder 2 city switching will be selected for busbar protection of bus B. Next, for feeder 3, the isolator A is operated, that means it is connected to bus 1, so city switching will be done for differential protection of bus A. Next, the feeder 4 is connected to 89B, that means 89B is operated, that means bus B selection is done, and similarly 89B is closed for feeder number 5, again bus B city selection is done. Now if we see the wiring diagram, then you will see feeder 1 and feeder 3 are connected for the differential protection, bus bar protection of bus A, and similarly for bus bar relay of bus B there are 3 feeders connected, feeder 2, 4 and 5. Similarly, the difference of current or say summation of the currents will be observed at this point. If there is any difference of current, the differential relay gets operated. It isolates that particular feeders connected to the bus A, and hence it protects the bus. That's how the busbar protection scheme works. If you have any queries, you can ask in the comments below. Keep watching our videos. Thank you.